And then it was automatically stop stream when you stop taking data from your stream or something. No, set stream when you start data. Yeah, that's what I want.
Well, well. But yeah, Smash is fun to stream, I think. I mean, it's something. I mean, I just have
Yeah.
been playing Smash like my entire life, so it's like I have a soft spot for her. Uh, but fighting games in general are super fun. That's
They
just
really are.
they're real nice. They're real fun, and I mean, honestly, kind of just play what's like new. Like I
Yeah,
think a
me
new
too.
Mortal Kombat game is coming out soon. So,
Yeah, it's already out.
oh, it's already out. Okay,
Yeah.
then maybe hop on that bandwagon. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Just do
it's a
some.
fun game. It's just learning new combos has been insane. Like they've
Yeah,
actually tweaked a lot of shit.
yeah, but that's kind of what makes early casting in a new game kind of fun. Is that
True.
no one really knows what the fuck is happening, so it's
What
kind of
really
fun.
sucks though is that whenever like people like whenever I try to get into casting for like a different game, right? All of a sudden it's like, oh, we're just gonna stick to like this person because they're a veteran. I'm like, but the game just came out, and
Like
they're like,
mom of
oh
the
yeah,
game
but they
can.
played this last game. I'm like, bro, why? It's like such bias
It
towards like
is,
older
yeah,
casters. It's crazy.
yeah. It's just kind of like why sometimes with that stuff I kind of just stick in my wheelhouse. Um, okay. Is she? Oh, oh, we're live. I think. I think we're live. 1 second. Um, one whole second. Steph, can you check if we're live? Can you check if we're live? Because I think we're going. Um, all right, hold on 1 second. I think we are live. All right, hello, everyone. So sorry for all the technical difficulties. It's been a very rough afternoon here in the sunny New Orleans. How y'all doing? As always, I'm one of your casters, Sam. I go by @hikesy__ on Twitter, and I'm joined by the lovely.
Hi, I am Asher Bach, the guest caster from UC Santa Cruz, which outside it is currently 63 degrees.
Oh, it's like
Very
83 over
fun.
here. It's like 83 over
Couldn't be
here.
me. Couldn't be
Couldn't be
me.
me. It'll be you guys soon enough.
Oh, lol.
But okay. Girl, we all wish. Um, But yeah, we are running a little bit behind schedule. Sorry, due to just technical difficulties with getting YouTube to load. So sorry, everyone. I think we're just gonna get right into it. So I'm just gonna try and get us into the custom game lobby so we can go ahead and get ourselves going. I believe I'm streaming to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah, you're good. We're good.
Alrighty. So right now I'm in the game and I just need to get into the group. 1 second. Lumen, I need an invite in. We're live. Yeah, so we're live. I just need to go and get in. Um.
Okay. Can you double check that you can see Ash on this?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Ash, can you see my screen all good?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, making sure. And then we were all good when we were in intermission, so I think we're all good to go. We're just waiting on them at the moment. But yeah, Overwatch has certainly been a game right now. I've been playing a good amount of it as I got back to school because I don't really have a functioning PC at my residence back in California. So, but it's been fun to see the meta evolve in the recent patches. Of course, the new hero Ilaria released, and she
So
kind of.
pronounce that name for me real quick again.
Oh, I said it like a white man.
Yeah.
So yeah, my bad. She is from Peru. So Iari,
Yeah,
that's
Yachty. There you
Iari,
go.
Iari. Sorry. I don't know. I'm usually better cultured than that. I feel I feel ashamed.
Wow.
I
Can't
feel
believe it today.
ashamed. I feel ashamed. But yeah, Iari did some stuff. She was real dumb on release, but she got tweaked down a little bit. She's still pretty solid in my opinion. So
Yeah, I was gonna say I believe Yachty did receive a couple of adjustments and some nerfs, especially when it came to Pylon. Right, that health was
Yeah,
insane. The
Pylon
range
was.
was equally insane. And not gonna lie, there's like this running gag now with me and my friend group. Whenever like we're StarCraft fans, mind you, and so
Yeah.
with the Yachty and the Pylons, it's always that one singular joke of what was it? You must construct additional pylons
You
or
must,
something
yeah.
like
Oh my
that from
god,
Protoss.
it's been so long since I played StarCraft. I remember like I would always go to my friend's house to play StarCraft because his dad was always really into it, and so we would just like I would watch them play StarCraft, and sometimes I would play. But
Oh yeah,
it's
I
been
still
it.
play the hell out of that game. It's so
I
good.
wish I could get into it, but RTSs are sometimes not always my thing. So
Understandable.
C'est la vie, as they say in France. Alrighty, well, we are again just waiting, but yeah, you already got some balance changes. Recently, it was a few weeks ago, right? Like two to
Yeah, I
three.
believe it was.
Yeah, something like that. Um, so you already had some adjustments because Pylon was really, professionally speaking, very dumb.
Oh yeah.
It's still really good. Let's not kid ourselves here, but it put her in the right direction. So
Yeah, especially with the downtime, because mind you, whenever new heroes in Overwatch are released nowadays, right, they're typically barred from entering ranked because even like
just as
it
like a
might not be the
precaution.
best idea to really throw
Yeah,
that in. Yeah, just a precaution, and then usually come like the mid-season nerfs or buffs, whatever adjustments like fine tuning they get, which exactly happened with Yachty. And would I say she's a bad hero to play now? No, she's still perfectly
no,
viable,
she's
especially when
she's
it comes
totally
to
fine.
yeah, like any support main wanting to run DPS because I'll be honest with you, Ana, not exactly the best pick if you're trying to get damage, especially with the major buff that she took not too long ago, which was
Yeah.
a rough time for a lot of Ana mains. RIP to those, but I'm a
I
Lucio main, so hot couldn't be me.
it is so mean though. I love my Ana and I love my Zenyatta, so kind of feeling it. Zenyatta's always going to be a little bit of a problematic little guy,
Yeah,
but you
just a
know
little
what?
silly
A
goofy.
little silly little goofy guy. But yeah, we've also seen some Lifeweaver adjustments. I think he got another one recently because he was just
You mean wife lever?
yeah the this saucy gentleman right here. Um, but yeah, I've been playing a good amount of Lifeweaver too. He's been super fun to play. Um, he's one of my people, so
Understandable.
understandable. He's one of the Alphabet Mafia, but
The Alphabet Mafia is actually insane.
such is life.
Dude,
But yeah, I've been. Have you played any Yachty recently, or are you kind of just sticking with
A
Lucia?
little bit, yeah. I've had to dial it back on Overwatch because, with the new year coming up, I've been trying to focus more on Apex because, hey, that's my main game.
Yeah.
Not only that, if I try to play Overwatch on my dorm internet, the last time I tried, I got booted out of a ranked game, rejoined, and I thought, hey, everything's fine. I got suspended for 15 hours.
God bless. Um, honestly, God bless. But yeah, she has been. I've played a little bit of her. I don't think I'll make a habit out of playing her. Like I make a habit out of playing, Zenyatta. But yeah, okay. So we are in the. Okay, I think we need to join the spectators, please. Um, if I cannot be in the queue, please. Hold on. But yeah, I think we can move over to spectating. Um, oh no, this is just for invites. Um,
Oh.
but yeah, it looks like I think they played one game. Okay, now we're in spectators. There we go. Our
There we
lovely
go.
Miss America. Um,
Oorah.
Hoorah. But yeah, so it looks like we're going to Kings Row. I believe they played one game already due to our technical difficulties. They were at Eco Point Antarctica, or they were at the.
Okay.
So they were there. I do not know who won. But such is life. We're going to be seeing Kings Row. Loyola does love the Kings Row. At least they did last spring. We are missing a few of our old soldiers. But we do still have some returning faces. We have Etchy and we also have Sunburst. So we will be seeing those two lovely individuals. But we have some new people. We have Angel Your Boss Lampoust, and Fantoon 15, who will be playing with us today. So we did end up
Okay.
losing Dash, who was our Pharah. Very, very sad loss. We loved that Pharah. And Dash is doing a good job now. We also lost Zach. He was our team captain last year, and he was our one of our supports that was not Sky. He was our other support, and he primarily played like Zen and Ana, which we saw a lot of last semester. But it's a new semester. We will see. All right, so it looks like we're going to actually the Flashpoint, so they're going to be choosing a different map. What's
Okay,
your?
so we're not going to Scrims Row, and I was so excited
We're
for
not.
that.
I know. I was too. I
And
was too. I love Scrooms Row. All right, hold on. This is an important topic for the jury here. What's
oh
your
boy.
opinion on Flashpoint? Because I have opinions.
Listen, I'll be honest with you, and this is coming from like a semi-professional standpoint of having cast over Flashpoint games and having seen them play out in Overwatch League. It is such an awkward and fast-paced mode that I'm sitting here like, whose idea was this to add this to any sort of collegiate or competitive setting when we play Overwatch? However, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing, right? It's just fun and interesting to see how these teams play out with their different comps and what heroes they need to adjust to based off what the enemy team is going for, based off the map composition, really. Because you can't just go, listen, I want to say you can go meta in certain situations, but there are cases, right, where you get thrown off so bad, say you're playing Flashpoint and say you're playing Suravasa or even New Junk City, you kind of need to shift things up. So instead of going like, yeah, we're going like traditional dive comp, there are situations where you might have to tell yourself, hey, I think I might have to play Roadhog, or I think I might actually have to play Baptiste.
Yeah, it's a that's I kind of have the same thought where it's like sometimes when I watch New Junk City and I try to like, or even when I'm playing it, it's just like this is too fast. Like what is happening? And it's a very
I mean,
chaotic
it's
game
called
mode.
Flashpoint for a reason,
No, it
yes.
is, and truth be told, they did a damn good job in exemplifying the name. But it is. I do like the fact of most Flashpoint maps where you do have to adapt to what's going on, and you can't just go like full meta and just kind of like roll your face on your keyboard. So I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of that aspect. Some other aspects I'm not the biggest fan of, but I'm gonna reserve those reservations for a later
Okay,
date.
not getting controversial on the
For a
TL
se-
just
for
yet. I
yeah,
see, I
not
see.
yet. We'll get there later in the stream. But yeah, it looks like we're going to New Junk City for this Flashpoint. Yeah, we are. Hold on. Let's just go to that. Alrighty. Big yes. Okay. Okay. Going in. All right. So we're gonna get started. Um. All right. Here's New Junk City. I think out of like all the Flashpoint maps, I think New Junk City might. I think it's my favorite out of them because I am not the biggest fan of Saravasa. Is that's what it's called, right?
Yeah, Servasa.
Saravasa. Yeah. Um. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that map in particular because I don't like. I love the aesthetic of that map. Don't get it twisted, but I don't know. Some of the maps always just off with me. But New Junk City, I've had a lot of fun with recently. So maybe that's controversial. Maybe it's not.
I
Sue
mean,
me.
it's not really controversial. I gotta agree with you on this one. New Junk City has been an absolute blast to play on. I mean, especially for myself. But when it comes to certain characters that I am expecting to see on New Junk City, I mean, that's a totally different question. And of course, Doomfist action coming in from Etchy,
Yeah, this
no
is.
surprise. But then again, I don't want to say it too early because knowing these teams and knowing some players, they like to bait it out and then go with the actual hero they're
Yeah,
running with.
yeah. So Jerry's Doomfist is notorious for several reasons here in the room, for better or for worse. But we do love his Doomfist, and it looks like they are going to. The other team is going to be running a Junker Queen plus Genji and Junkrat, which is not something I love me some Junker Queen, but I don't necessarily know how well this is going to work together. Again, it really just relies on the Doomfist getting into the backline, which is exactly what he's trying to do here. But unfortunately for Loyola, 3 people are going to go down, and I think the Doomfist is soon going to follow. But he managed to get out of there. That was almost a near wipe, which is pretty brutal.
I was about to say, this is what we were talking about earlier, that when it comes to Flashpoint, it's a totally different setup. You get mixed up a lot, and when it comes to your composition, I mean, you're going to be changing that a lot throughout this game, and right then and there, I'm not so sure it's the best idea to really want, I don't want to say weak DPS, but I should say squishy DPS against the likes of a Junker Queen, a Genji, and then you have Junkrat that has that ability to be able to poke your backline and really take out your supports whenever and wherever. But at the same time, Etchy on that Doomfist, depending on how they play it right, could be able to get a couple nabs here.
So Etchy does actually get the nab on the Lucio here, so that is pretty good. That's 1 support down. However, False Swords is also able to get Loyola's own tank as well as the support, and that'll be almost a complete near wipe. Actually, that's a full
Ooh,
wipe.
That is a full,
That's brutal.
That's gotta be rough.
That's
And
brutal.
at 67%, actually make that 70%. I keep forgetting
It
how
goes
fast
so
Flashpoint goes.
fast. It's so
It goes so
fast.
fast, like right before your eyes. I want to say there's room for another team fight here, but I really don't know. I mean, sure, you have one Lucio,
I also
and you
don't
have
have.
a Tracer that could
Yeah,
get in the back,
I don't
but
necessarily
you
have the greatest
do have
confidence in
Junker
this.
Queen to contend
Yeah.
with. That's what scares me.
Yeah, and I was about to say they do also have Junker Queen ult to contend with, which is exactly what happens if it's going to
Yep,
prevent the
commanding
Doomfist
shout.
from getting heals, and that's going to be the first flashpoint. All right, so I think the second flashpoint, I'm just going to follow their team because I assume they know where they're going unless they're debating me. But yeah, that was pretty brutal. In this case, I'm not into. Okay, well here comes the Junkrat ult. I think they're just trying to catch some people out of position. Which they just did. So that'll be the Lucio
Not
and
only
the
caught
tree.
them out of position, but pretty much murked them, wiped
Yeah.
them off the face of the map.
So
if
that's
you
already
will.
gonna put Loyal at a pretty significant disadvantage in trying to secure this first flash point. The Junker Queen is not really going super committal. She's not really trying to go and find them. She's just staying there. She's, you know, getting the point, and she really does not have a reason to go super far up. She has her Genji, if she really needed him to go up and do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say when it comes to both of these.
Out
team
comes the
compositions,
Genji
right?
ult here.
Etchi. Oh, I was about to say
Oh.
that Dragon Blade's gonna be massive, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be a trade for trade with that
Is he gonna
meteor
get
strike.
all 5?
But at what cost? Turster was pretty much able to disrupt the entirety of the back
Oh,
line
that's
of
another
Loyno.
wipe.
Listen, I'm gonna be
gotta get-
honest with you, Sam.
we're gotta
I'm
get
not so
enrolled.
sure if
We're
this
gotta
comp is
get-
working out. I'm
not entirely
really
sure.
not
So we're gonna see Etchi go into the Orisa here, which is debatably better, I think. But one of the big problems with Orisa is that she's not super great at defending her backline. So if you get like hyper dived, the Orisa does not have that much of a capability in order to prevent that, because she's kind of just a giant. You know, she's the horse for a reason. She just goes up there and causes chaos. Out comes the Moira ult out of a exit here. He's able to pick up the nab on 3 people, both the. Ew. So yeah, that's pretty rough for Loyal here too, because the Moira ult, even though she did die for it, she got 3 people, so that's definitely worth it. And Flashpoint's efficiency waits for no one, so that'll be the second
Absolutely
Flashpoint.
not. I mean, already up by 2, you really need to put yourself in Loyalist's shoes and start to wonder what else can we possibly. I mean, really, this is kind of a do or die situation now that you are really not even ahead, let alone have a single point here on Flashpoint. You've managed to switch over to Orisa, which for Etchi did work out in the end. You've managed to catch the Junkrat off guard, but it still might not be enough. As notice how long it's taking for Loyal to build up their ults. I mean, sure,
Yeah, the
not that much,
ult
but it's
economy
still
has been
significant.
pretty brutal, because remember in that first fight, what really stopped their last push on that first point was the Junker Queen ult, because she popped it and there was no chance of them winning that fight because they didn't have any ults to contend with. The soldier does go down in this fight, which is big because he does have ultimate. However, Etchi does also have his own ultimate, which he's going to use. He unfortunately is not really able to grab the Junkrat. Even though he did pull him in, he wasn't able to kill him. Out comes the Junkrat's own ult. He dies doing so, and now it's just a tank off. But he's going to lose that one.
Yeah, I was about to say, I mean, don't count on Junker Queen just yet, because one of the interesting things that I love about her, you're able to pop pretty much any one of your abilities. I should say one specific one, which I haven't played Overwatch in a hot minute, so the name escapes me for now.
There's
but
the shout,
you do
there's
get
the knife,
yourself,
and there's
yeah, a little bit
there's
of that
the other
extra
one.
health. And there goes Gracie with Junker
Yeah, he's
Queen,
a-
just going in full on 4th Pal Swords, not even taking an opportunity, well, not even letting this opportunity slip out of their
Out
hands,
comes
I
Sunburst's
should
own
say.
ultimate out of the Moira here. It remains to be seen if she's actually able to pick up anything. Well, she is keeping the Fantoon and Etchi alive, but it's not going to be enough because the ult ended and Fantoon goes down to the remaining Junkrat, which does kind of bite for Loyal, as Fantoon does have ult when he gets back up. Out comes the shout here. That'll be able to get a grab on both of those, as they were not able to finish them off.
Man, this is just
It's-
a really
it's
rough
rough.
showing right
This is
now
rough.
on Flashpoint. Listen, I don't like to be biased, but really, I'm just hoping and praying that Loyal is able to come back. from
Yeah,
this one.
I am
I
too.
feel bad. I really
I do too. Alright, well, out comes Loyal's
Uh-oh.
own Junkrat ultimate, and it's going to get got.
Oh.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
See, yikes. See, how to be playing ranked, that's what we call a case of Junkrat diff.
Yeah.
That's not the one thing you want in your lobby.
Yeah, so out comes the, what is this, the 4th Junkrat ult? Or not Junkrat, Junker
I
Queen
believe
ult.
so.
Yeah, and there's no way they're going to be able to get back from that, especially when Kettering had their own Moira ult. It was kind of a done deal. I think what we really saw there is that it was a very, very demonstrative case of ult economy and how Loyola just didn't manage it properly, or they just were not able to build it in an effective manner. I mean, there was also this. Let's be real with ourselves here, but it just was not enough, and the lack of ultimates really just destroyed them in half their fights.
And a quadruple kill coming off of not only Dragon Blade, but then the dash in from the Genji has to be devastating. And for that to show up as play of the game, if that happened to me, I'm just quitting the game. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna rage quit, hide somewhere in a corner. But going over strategy, right? Kettering Blue, you can tell a couple of times that when it came to Loyola and their ultimate econ, it wasn't looking so hot. Kettering took full advantage of that whenever it came to rotation, and on New Junk City, where everything is mostly close quarters and very little room for mistake, they were able to split them in separate area codes, catch them with pretty much with their pants down, whether it be with Junker Queen or whether it be with Genji. I mean, Junkrat. I want to say that's such an unorthodox pairing or unorthodox composition, but for Kettering, it worked exceptionally well, and for Loyola, I don't want to say they were coming in a little weak here, but with that kind
It
of composition
was.
and how I said earlier, you kind of need to change things around. I don't think switching over to Orisa really helped in the end, and that's
I
going to be
was
a rough showing.
I don't know if I was the biggest fan of the Orisa change either, because again,
Yeah.
as I said, when that happened, I was a little concerned because it seemed that Loyola was kind of getting their backline kind of slapped up and upside down, and Orisa's not the greatest solution to that problem. She is a giant wall, and she is like an immediate presence you have to deal with, but this doesn't change your supports getting dove. Like maybe Doomfist wasn't the greatest presence here, like, and we switched to Orisa, but I don't know, maybe something that was able to protect that backline may have been a little bit more in order than just the Orisa.
Yeah, like when you think about it, right? Certain picks that I feel could have worked for Loyola, maybe a little bit of Roadhog action, because let's be honest, Roadhog getting a rework soon, but in this current case, very tanky, can really soak up pretty much any and all damage coming for him. You have the automatic ability of health, and then pair that with the Lucio, speed boost, whatever you may have on hand, could probably work well. Then again, we're already past that. We're already past New Junk City. We are out of Flashpoint, which our next map is coming up fairly soon, right? Just
I
asking.
think so. Yeah, we're back on the intermission right now,
Okay.
so we're back on the camera, because we are waiting. Um, but yeah, that was pretty unfortunate because I just, again, I do not think that the Orisa was maybe the play here, and it was. I think it was just a case of ult economy not working out in Loyola's favor, which is unfortunate, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. Um,
I mean, yeah, absolutely happens. It happens, which you kind of gotta dust yourself off, pick yourself back up, and then go about your day.
yeah.
But yeah, depending on